So recently, I've been having fun playing the Atlantic daily game called Bracket City. It's a text puzzle, kind of like a crossword, but it's one little sentence or phrase or something uh, about whatever day you're playing. So, like April 24th, something that happened on April 24th in history. Uh, and then it sort of recursively replaces words or word parts with clues. So, like, animal thought of as sly or cunning, fox. And you see, the yellow ones are the only ones that are available because they are the only ones that don't have clues inside them. So there are other ones that are bracketed, but that have clues inside. So you have to solve the yellow ones to complete the clue for the other clues. So you can then solve those until you get rid of all of them. Then you have the solution. So just for example, animal thought of as sly or cunning, fox. And there you go. Now it expanded out to fill in that word in this clue. So now that's yellow. Michael J. Fox played a teen wolf. And then you can keep going. So just for fun, I remember seeing someone made a CLI to play Wordle when that came out. So I wanted to try it out for Bracket City. So I made this CLI called Brack, um, basically just in Go as a way to play Bracket City. So to try it out, it looks like this. So a much more stripped down version of obviously what's on the site. Still pretty rough for now, but I have the basic thing working. So you can play today's game. It'll fetch whatever the current uh, game data for the day. Animal thought it was like fox, teen wolf, blah blah blah, and you can keep playing. Um, it keeps track of how many correct guesses you have, just like how over in here it has your correct guesses down there. It also has your wrong guesses and the total number of characters you typed. So that part's still a little fuzzy right now, but this is just a MVP. So you can keep playing. There we go. Got it. A few wrong answers. Whoops. But we got there. Prints out a little fun message, and then ends the game. Annie Oakley joins Buffalo Bills stage show. Happened on April 24th. So you can also, if you don't pass anything in, it'll just use the current date, but you can also pass in another date. So let's say I wanted to play yesterday's 2025, 04, 23. There you go. Keyboard that indents. Keyboard key that indents is a tab. You rang, lance, tight rope, longer hand, minute, and you get the picture. Okay, so I also just wanted to show there are a couple other things that I still need to add. Um, really, so far it's just an MVP, but I have some things I could do around, putting their full, original date, like adding the 1885, adding that URL in there to show, I think it's like learn more about whatever that uh, message is that you revealed. Uh, I think this is tracking state, or maybe this is how you how you did, uh, generating the score based on, wrong guesses, clues, answers, this sort of thing. Um, Keystrokes, figuring out the minimum and extra keystrokes. Something like the Wordle, they have copy results here, which is sort of like the Wordle um, will like give you an emoji breakdown of how you did, and this has a version of that. Something else would be like keeping track of state overall. Keeping track of past games you played, how you did, uh, things like that. Be able to reset or whatever that sort of thing. Right now, it just refetches every time. So a few more cleanup things I could do there to just make it a little nicer. So looking over here for a second, this is how I made it. I used your fave CLI, the Go library, uh, version 3. Pretty simple. I didn't get too in depth with any of the special features or anything. But I also I'm just getting that argument if it's passed in for the date, or if not, it falls back to the current date. Then fetch that data from this endpoint that is what's used in the website. Um, it pulls out information like gives you back a JSON object with completion text. This is the final result. The solution to the initial puzzle is that phrase, but with all the clues inserted in and brackets and everything. And the solutions, that's a map from clue to solution. So I'm basically searching in there for those clues, and those are the active ones, whichever ones you can find that match and don't have the brackets inside them. And then I'm creating a model using the Charm Bracelet Bubble Tea library. That's at this t.model. It's used a few other places. It's used in the GitHub CLI. I think SST uses it, and Terminal Coffee uses it for their ordering coffee over SSH. And then they also have some supporting libraries, Bubbles, that's sort of like components, like it's sort of a little bit like ShadCN UI, or a component like a React component library, but for these Go TUI CLI libraries. And then Lipgloss is another helpful library from Charm Bracelet for styling things. So you can see here I'm defining some of the styles. The header, making it bold, setting a width for the body component, and most importantly, setting the style for the active clue options that you're guessing. And it follows, if you're not familiar, it sort of follows the Elm architecture of the update message that gets passed in, and based on what it could be. A key message is basically like you press the key so you can quit out. Enter is like submit a guess, and everything else gets passed into that text input that you're seeing at the bottom. And then in the view method here is where I'm rendering out, looking for those clues, and then formatting the score, that sort of thing, filling it all in, rendering it one way if you're done, and another way if you're not. And yeah, so let me know what you think. Give it a try. Let me know if there are some tweaks I should make, any other features. Let me know if you just are a fan of Bracket City or not, or if there are any other puzzles you think would work well on the command line.